welcome. You have the disclosure. This is just for educational purposes. We're not broker dealer, certified financial advisors, brokers selling you anything. This is not a recommendation to buy or sell any stock, option, Forex, Bitcoin, nothing like that. This is just for educational purposes again. So having said that, and you all having understood that, let's jump into what we do, which is prepare and create a game plan so that we can make some sound trading decisions. So let me just be here pretty fast, and traders hangout for Tuesday, April 5, 2022. Just let me quit right here. Closing some of the stuff that I'm not gonna need. And here we are. So last time we spoke, that was 322. And we were talking about the Qs. They managed to close over the 50-day MA. And we have a daily range that we were looking at before, 340, 350. Keep those in mind. And then we said the next move should be 364, 368. And that was hit. Okay, so this is where we were pretty much. Last time we spoke and we identified this area of support. Now that we have a little bit more time, since we're not going to be doing the SPY, I hope you don't mind me sharing a little bit of the technicals that we use, and so we can like get better understanding of basic technical analysis and some of the basic stuff that we do, which are pretty standard fundamentals. We trade on fundamentals. That means accepted things. We don't invent the wheel. We just use very good wheels. That's easier, right? So here's what we're talking about: 340 by 350. We saw this area. This was an area of support that should have been support. If we started going down, we know that's a short. So if we continue with the momentum, here's a 368. That's pretty easy target for anybody to see. Right, like 368, that's a 200 MA. Everybody's going to have it as a reference. So that was where we go, right? So that was the last time. That was the main play or main game plan for the last couple of weeks, basically. So we talk about once you start getting into this area, you should short. Once you continue, or if we continue going higher, well, you just play the momentum and you go for targets. Okay, so 405, fast forward a couple of weeks, and this is where we are. So this is the last time we met right here. That's the gray dot. We have a day or two of consolidation holding the 350, which we totally love that type of pattern, right? Problem that we can have at that point in time, and I think we explained that the last hangout, go check it out if you haven't, it was the location, right? The location is so prime for people that got long at the 320 to just take profits right there, right? Because you're up every time when you're buying, you know, in this type of locations where you don't know if it's going to be a bullish or bearish move from there. There's a couple of things. First, you gotta have to think who's holding the bag, right? And from where, right? If this is people that are actually trading for the longer term, that's the strong hands that we like to call the strong hands, institutional buyers and everything. They're not going to be selling the NASDAQ if they got the bottom, right? Calling the bottom like the 320. They're not going to be selling right there, right? They only up whatever percent. If it's the short-term guys, you know, guys, we're going to be up like 1.5%, and we're going to be so eager to take profits at any time that we see a 1 minute red bar, right? So you have to make that distinction and make sure you know who you're trading with so you can assess what's going on in the day, right? During the day for your trade. So after the hangout, we have this move right here, which was like tiny move. And then we have the follow through day right here, green one, right? So that was a trade we take, and that was a 1, 2, 3, 4 days into 369. Now, what's the problem right there? We talk about it, and we know it's a 200 MA. So everybody's looking at the 200 MA. Everybody's looking at the move that we have from 320. You have 11 days up, 11% up. Everybody's talking the market's overvalued. Everybody's talking like, oh, I missed the rally, whatever it is. And then you come right here and you have a pivot right here. This is what's called a pivot, right, guys? Okay, that's what's called a pivot right here. So in here, I get it. If you're a micro scalper, just wait for the high of the day. Wait for the confirmation. It's that simple. Trading is that simple. Wait for the high of the day, wait for the confirmation. Confirmation meaning you have price and volume, right? Confirmation is not just price and it's not just volume. You need to have price volume action. And that's when you get the confirmation, you go long. Now, if you don't get the confirmation, you start looking for what? You're at resistance, guys. 370 should act as a short-term resistance. I'm not saying that's the top of the market. I'm not saying we're going down. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying 11 days up, you buying the highs, swinging for the highs is not a high risk reward trade per my book, right? So we're looking for shorts right here in the 371. We have a 3-day pullback right into 350, 360, I think 360. So for those of you that are part of the Opinicus community, we have that called out as a swing trade last Wednesday, posted, executed. That was a pretty good trade. I paid for 3 days, and that was a 3% move, 3 or 3.5% move in the underlying in the market that we managed to capture if you were paying attention or if that's your type of trading. Then we have 1, 2, 3. We call this one per book a buy setup, meaning it's a pullback into an up, yeah, sort of a support line that we know is a 360. So we know 360 is a reference level. So as soon as you see the hammer, that's one of the days when I'm looking at hammers, right? So yesterday we have the news, we have the Twitter news, Elon disclosed his position. We're going to talk about how to find those basically. And that was just a bullish day, you know, trend day for the Qs. Back into where resistance again. We hit it 370. We opened right there. That's a short. And here we are. We closed at 360. So that was pretty much where we are. Now, where do we go from here? Main question, right? Now, we've been watching that monthly buy. That's the main thing, right? That's the one I want to see triggering. The problem is that now we're April, right? So we're going to have to wait till May for that candle to close. This is a weekly. The one I'm showing right here is a weekly. What do we have right here? The problem we have is we coming from an uptrend, right? Pretty strong uptrend. If you do wyckoff, you understand that the length will tell us how strong it is. So you see this is a shorter length right here, and then we start failing to make a new high, significant new high. I highlight that all the time when I post, when I talk, when I DM you guys. Significant, please, guys, significant. This is not a significant new high. So that's people call it double top or whatever. Double top is not going to get confirmed till you break. So all you have is that that's not a significant new high. So I know there's something changing in the character of the market, right? Because it's been making highs all the time, and now we're failing to make new highs. So I put a question mark right there, and I say, okay, I gotta watch these cues because something's up with the key with the tech heavy index, right? Then we have the massive drop down. We all know about that, and then we have this rally, and we know those are like bear market rallies. So this is a big rally right here, and that was a perfect opportunity to go short again. Now, what we have is we're starting to trade short, right? And then we hit for 2 weeks, we couldn't break. So now we have a whole bid at the 320. There's bids at 320. There's buyers at 320. If you cannot see it, please give me a 1 in the chat, but I think we all could see that, right? Here's a 320. Here's a pivot right here. This is called a pivot. Here's a tail. Those are buyers at 320. Here's a bullish engulfing pattern. These buyers at 320, right? So we know 320 is a level, right? So that was a trade. Now, where are we coming to? We coming back into this pivot. Very clear. Last time we hit it right here, we formed a pivot at 360, 361 by 370, and we did it again. Now, look at last week. That's, if you were into candlesticks, that's a hanging man or something like that. I think they call it. Anyways, you know, they're selling right there. So we are now, what I want to see is how we react to this pivot. I don't want this to form a pivot if I'm bullish. If I'm bearish, that's exactly what I want. So under prior week's low, which we are pretty much right there, we can have a target right here into the 250 MA. target 1, and then the second one will come to 340. I think the last time we were here, and again, if you haven't had the chance, go review what we talk, is, yeah, we probably have the 11 days up. And then even if we're going to continue going higher, we can do this. And then you make a new high, right? So what we're looking is here is a higher low, right? That's a higher low, HL. Sorry about that. I pick one too thick. So this is what we're waiting, right? We don't know where this is going to be. And here is where we get into real trouble, right? Because people will be like, oh, where are we going to stop? So you can draw fibs in here and you can say, wow, it's going to go probably through 50. The only places that I have is the reference points from the moving averages and the 340 right there, right? So where do we go from here? Because this is important, right? The Qs rejected the 200 MA and the 370 area. No surprises right there. Rejected the 200 MA and the 370 area. That's what resistance is supposed to do. Now, what we have is the 355 right here. You see the 50 MA and the 20 MA, that's 355. So a close under 355 can signal some selling into 345. Why 345? Come back to your charts and right here, 345. I think we saw in the weekly. You see a 340, 340, 345 right there. That's the tail from this one, 340, 343, 345, okay? So that's where we go. So the first level to watch is the area 370, 360. That's exactly where we are, right? That's the move we did today, 370, 360. That's going to be our little range right here. Once we start breaking, is 355, 345, and then we likely put a short term to the market. Similar commentary to what we had the last session. Again, I don't want to go and do the same thing in here. Even if you're doing an uptrend can go up, down, and up. That's what uptrends do. They don't go up forever. They don't go up in a straight line, right? So that's where we have. So if we continue strong, and this is the easier trade we can make. If we continue strong, a close over 372 can test 380 and trigger a monthly buy. Simple, right? Meaning, if we're going to continue being bullish, we need the bulls to keep buying the stock, the market. In this case, how do we know they're buying? Well, you're going to see them paying higher prices, right? You're going to see them supporting prices, accepting higher prices via volume. So what we want to see is a break on volume. You guys know exactly what we're talking about. Kyle and I, myself, we talk about it all the time. You got to see the volume confirmation, real volume confirmation, right? So over 372, we go for 380. That's a trigger a monthly buy. Keep in mind, a range between 350 and 370 is highly likely if the bulls continue in control. Guys, this is the same as last meet. I haven't changed this. Go and check it out, right? So the 350, 370, we traded pretty good because this is 20 points. This is 20 points up and probably another 10 to 20 points down. So if we can capture 40 points on this thing, that's a 10% move in the market. That's better than what some hedge funds do over the, over a whole year. So that's what we try to do here. That's what we're going through all this extent. All comes down to location and best RR. So is that clear? Now we have a plan, right? So here's what we do. Just to put it in perspective, just refresh our minds. We've been doing this for a couple of years now, and I want to make sure that everybody that is new or still a little lost on what is it that these guys do. I don't get it. How when should I be short? When should I be long? The main thing is identifying the best areas to take you to your trades. So that's what we call the high risk to reward or reward to risk trades. I want to get involved where if I fail, I tell my people that I coach is falling from the sidewalk. You don't want to be falling from the 10th floor, the 20th floor, the 13th floor. That's what you do when you're buying right here. If you're wrong, if you don't have assuming you don't have a stop, or assuming you don't have, or you're not going overnight, that's what you're facing, right? So what do? We identify solid areas like what we did with the 370 right here, and we say, okay, that looks like resistance. We identify areas like the 320, and we say, well, that's support. This is how I trade. I trade ranges, right? So I'm not the one to be shorting. You guys should be able to hear my voice all the time when I say this. Don't short the bottom of a wide range. Don't buy the top of a wide range. I'm sorry, of a wide range. You're putting yourself into a very not unlikely, because if the market can go irrational longer than what we can, the saying Wall Street, right? But what I'm saying is I want to put myself into the best R2R, right? Like this day, if you don't buy, then you're going to be regretting for the next 11 days that you didn't buy whatever something in here. Or if you don't short right in here, then you're going to be regretting it too. So this is one of the things we do: support, resistance, and you just play it, right? And of course, things get into price discovery mode. That's what is called price discovery. Everybody's accepting the price between this, 350 and 320. Everybody's happy over there, trading, making their money, whatever. But eventually, something's going to come out that is going to take stocks out of their ranges. So that's when we do the breakout plays. They have different filters, they have different requirements, and they have different ways to trade it to. So this is the other thing that you're going to see. So sometimes we're going to be calling some of this. If we are still in a downtrend, I'm going to call it reversal. If we're in an uptrend, it's just a continuation pattern. If you're in a downtrend, the continuation pattern will be to the short, right? And if you're in an uptrend, the short will be the reversal trade. So having said that, all we do is we have to monitor changes in supply and demand. Who's in control all the time? We're going to be talking about that. Who's in control? Do you have a pen, pencil, paper? You can sleep on the information right here. And I hope you guys keep us on top of everything that we have to keep for this week. So let's start with the Qs. We already did the Qs, and we have a game plan for the Qs. We're going to be looking for either the 372 again, and if not, we can take probably a momentum trade under 360 for 355, 350, 340, and let's see what's going to happen with that one. So that's the Qs. We got the Qs over there. Momo 372 under 360, momentum 2, because it's going to be Momo both sides. Why? Because we have high volume. Well, it was not volume higher, but it was higher than yesterday and higher than Friday, right? So we've been having, I think Kyle made a comment that we've been having lower volume. So today we're back into pretty much average. I use a very short average, right? So that's one. I want to talk about Twitter pretty fast because I know a lot of people are asking about it and a lot of people are interested in what's going on. Basically, what we learned yesterday is that Elon, he's going to get probably a fine. They're talking about 100K probably, which is nothing, because he failed to disclose his position or his stake in Twitter within the 10 days required by law. So he did it 20 days. So I'm just counting 20 days before, from what we have yesterday when we learned that he was long. Now, here's the question. Where did he buy? He bought right here, guys. It's either this, or count 20 days from here, and he's around this zone, which makes perfect sense, right? This is accumulation. We talked to you about spring. This is a spring. We're watching another spring right there. So keep an eye on that one, right? So this is sort of a spring right here. I don't have a massive volume, so didn't go. But then we have all of this. This is probably just accumulation. This is what I like to call they're bidding for the stock. That's a hell bid at 33 bucks. Somebody's accumulating that thing at 33. Now, here's interesting. Look at the volume. And I think we talked about it the last thing. Not sure about that, Hassan, if it's 20 calendar days or 20 trading days. That's what I'm giving it by. But if you ask me, I have to say he didn't pay more than 35 bucks for whatever stake he was buying in Twitter, right? So keeping that in mind, right? So somebody knew he talked because there's this coming, right? There's this like higher volume, and this is when we have to keep these things in mind, right? When we see some volume increase and some action, weird action, whatever, this could have been weird action, try to break. So it should be in everybody's radar. Once we go over 39.60, keep an eye on that one. Anyways, here's the news, right? So late players like me, right? Like every single one of us that don't have direct access to Mr. Musk, we probably traded 48 or whatever prices we can get yesterday, 46, $48 or whatever. And what's target? What's the most normal target? It's not gonna go over 57, $52. It's not gonna go past that. So once you're there, forget it. Trade is done. Trade is done. Like, I think this was actually, we couldn't even break pre-market high yesterday. We couldn't. Here it is, 51.25. Don't tell me this is a new high for the day, because I'm just gonna go crazy. And probably my computer is gonna explode. It's not a new high of the day. You know, you just made, you trading 300 million shares, and all you can do is break the pre-market high by 10 cents. Nonsense, right? Strong. He's laughing. Yeah, right. I don't want to buy me a new computer. It's too expensive. Anyways, so if you're a gap trader, you should be trading, you know, here's support, 47 bucks. Simple. Make your life simple. Where's target one? Right here, 49.80. When you see 49.80, here's a buying pattern right here. Here's a buying pattern. What's target one? What's target two? Higher the day, and be ready, because it's probably not gonna break. Now, if we break and you see massive volume right here, call it. I get it. That's a new trade. So that's where we are, right? So we know when we're planning for a day that this is a gap up, extreme gap up. It's bullish. It's bullish because of the action that we have right here. Look at all the accumulation, and we know some people are going to be taking profits, of course, right? Of course, they're going to be taking some profits into the 200. Now, what happens today? So we're talking about this thing pre-market, right? And I think I'm here. Like we get to the office pretty early here in this team. So I think it was like 7 something. And I saw pre-market, and I saw like 5 million shares traded here. This is the number right here, 5.2 trade, 5.2 million shares, right? If you trade gaps, you should know that, where and how to get that information. And then we have another 5 in here. So I go into my mind and I say, okay, it's 10 million shares versus 300 million shares that we did yesterday. That's nothing. That's not 1%. 1% is 30 million. So we're doing like less than 1%. So I don't care what these guys are doing after hours, right? The problem is, like, now we learn that Elon is taking a position, whatever, which, by the way, if he's investing in Twitter, he's not flipping the stock. So of course he's going to be getting a board seat, right? So what we see is this massive move right here. I think it came down to 19 million. I think I posted for everybody, right? So that was 20 million. So now we're talking about 10% of what we trade yesterday. So I know there's going to be a lot of people chasing. I mean, there were a lot of people chasing right here, right? So what are the odds right here? What are the odds? If I don't break 55, can you guys see it? Look at the base right here, 55. If you don't break 55, is it short? Is it short? That's it. So that's a trade right there. That's a 10% move, 55 to 50, right on there. Was it easy? No, it was not. It was really hard. I captured a little bit and then right here. But that was just a simple way to show you that not everything that gaps up is bullish. Please keep in mind location. Location is the biggest thing for me trading gaps. If I can leave you with something, like something you learned today is like location, gaps, location. Where are you trading? Are you extended, guys? This guy paid 35 bucks. It's 55. At least give it a day. Now, where are we going for tomorrow? We're going to be watching, of course, low of the day, $50. And then from yesterday, I think 49 and 46 were levels. So I'm going to see how 50 works. This is a trade for Twitter. 50, which is low of the day for today. And then we go 47, which is prior day low. And why not 44? So under 50, TWTR. That's a second day play or third day play, however you want to call it. Under 50, which is prior day low, we should be looking at 47 and 44. And that's a big trade, guys. That's another 10% move that we can have. Now, where do we start getting bullish again? Well, you see this volume right here, 50-50. That needs to be supported tomorrow. So if I start seeing 50-50 getting a hold, and then probably over the moving average at 200 MA, which is like 51.50, people will get probably gonna start getting like happy around the 52.20. So 52.20, 52.50, that's where you see my alerts. I want to get involved over 53. Almost got me today into the long. That was like, no, I stay short, right? So 52.50, 53, we trade Twitter to the long side. Why? Because we already have, likely we saw some profit taking today, right? Guys, look at the volume. We did 302 million shares yesterday, and we did another 250 today. So let's see who's going to hold, who took profits, and if this thing is really going to go. So Twitter is on watch. Let's go to the usuals. So here's the Apple, and for Apple, I'm going to fly through this because I don't think it's much to say. It's just the market, guys. Look at the monthly. 180, I think we call it 172 to 182. Didn't even make it. This thing is amazing. So we went 172 to 179. We couldn't even test prior highs, right? So, and there's a lot of chatter about production, whatever, you know. So 182, you trade it. So basically what I'm doing is like breakout play on Apple once we make over all-time highs. And that's it. Then you start looking for your targets. Probably 190 is going to be a natural target. Amazon, and let's see Amazon, what's going on with Amazon now. Look at Amazon and look in your mind, because now you should remember, because we saw it like 3 or 4 times, right? The Qs, the triple Qs, right? So isn't it pretty similar to what we do? I mean, this is big support, resistance, right? Sorry. This was support on this time, right? Now, when you break, guess what? You fell through the floor. Now the prior floor becomes your ceiling, and it rejected it right here, and it rejected it sort of, and it rejected sort of. But this is a formation right here. We failed to make a new high right here. We're talking about the last couple weeks. So on momentum, you can probably go to 31.50. This is a good reference point. Not only because it's the 50 MA and the 20 MA, but you have the volume right here too. I like my volume, guys. I really like to work with my volumes, because I think price alone, it's not telling me anything. I can be a price trader. I have to be a price action trader, and that involves a volume. So I want to see Amazon probably for a short under 30. What is it? 32.52, right? Which is pretty simple, guys. I mean, you can do 32.50, or you can, if you can find intraday a better short, probably 55, you can offer. But then you know that where everybody's going to put the stop is going to be 32.50. So once you go 32.50, you go 31.50. So that's 100 points. It's a 3% move over there. And then we start evaluating. The same with the Qs. It's going to be like we make an 11-day run from the bottom into resistance, and now I want to see how deep we're going to retrace, right? So we can run some fibs and do that stuff that we like to do. So it's Amazon, it's Apple, AAA. Oh my God, I'm forgetting even the stocks that we follow. Okay, so here's something that is setting up. Look at the monthly chart for Microsoft. We have a monthly buy on watch, monthly buy on watch, and then it's going to be over 315.60. So at this point in time, I hope you guys see the massive accumulation that happened at the 275, and you're not sellers at 275, you're buyers at 275. That was the area to buy. That's at 275. Now we got 2 candles, 2 hammer or pin bars. So over 315, we should see some momentum. I think this was called last time too, and we have a target 305. I think we say 305, 310, 320. So yeah, once we go over 315, that's where my alert is. We should go and see, like, honestly, the target is 334. So that's what I want. It's 315. Let's be exact about this, because we need to break. Let's call it 316.40. 316.40. So we're gonna be we're a little bit more tactical here, and we go for 330 and 334. Okay. Watch it for tomorrow in case. So this is how I watch it for tomorrow. I just put right here, and I go and I do prior high. right? That doesn't mean I'm buying it. It just means that I'm strong, and my entry the real entry is 316.40, as I said, right? So we got the Microsoft, we got the Apple, we got Amazon, what's FANG? Facebook, Meta. So let's do the Facebook. And okay, so we have the test at the 200. We talked about this last time. Now, what I'm looking here is a reversal trade. Like I said, if we go into the weekly, look at the monthly. I mean, the monthly is downtrending. No doubts about it. The weekly, look at that. What is this? It's a potential short setup, right? You hitting the 200 right here, 234. Once you go over under 226, it's a short, guys. I know it's a big move, but we just recovered from 186 to 230. You can short 226 for 209. So Facebook, we have two things, most likely a weekly sell under 226, 225. Let's call it 225, which is going to be easier for us. 225, and that should take us down to probably the 205, 200, right? As a weekly sell. And then we have the reversal, of course, on the daily. So for the daily, if we're going to do a reversal, we're going to have catalyst, guys. Remember Twitter, the catalyst? Remember Baba? That was a catalyst. Remember Tesla? That was a catalyst. So things just don't go and reverse downtrends just because, no way. And that's what I emphasize a lot too. When I'm doing a reversal, I need a catalyst that changes the actual perception of value of the company. Yes, it has to be fundamental. It has to be like this guy just bought. These guys are opening new gigafactory. These guys are launching a new product that is going to revolutionize the market. It's not that some news are just noise, right? But some news can change for real the chart. So what I want to see is a catalyst. Basically what I'm seeing is I need to have a catalyst, and once I go over 247, then probably we're going to have it, right? So over 247, we're going to try to get it for 280. And this is one that I want you guys to help me keep track of this one, because this is one trade that if something happens with Facebook, that's the one to take. They're talking about Twitter probably influencing, and what's going to be with the Elon on Twitter, versus Facebook. Is that going to affect the business or whatever? So the way we know is keep an eye on the volume that we got trading for Facebook, and keep an eye on those two levels. 245. So you can give us all the heads up $2 before we break to the upside to the $300. So 245, you should be calling 240. Hey guys, 240, we're looking at 245 for Facebook. Remember that thing, right? And then if we start coming down, it's like, hey guys, this is a weekly sell. Probably Facebook is going to take a hit for whatever they're doing with Twitter now. So 225 could be the sell setup, right? Weekly sell setup for Facebook. So FANG, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. Yeah, there we go. Google, that's the other one. So here's Google, and similar to the Qs. Now the problem, I'm not sure if we talked about this last time, but we have the 200, we have the 50 MA, so this should be ready to go, right? This should be like sort of a Microsoft type of play. What I don't like is this 30-30, right? That was like big sellers right there. You see all the volume that we did, and it was just selling the whole day, like for 2, 3, 4 days. They just sold this thing. Now we're recovering, so I want to see if these guys don't sell it. So how do I know? Well, once we start going over 2,900, it should hold. So the good trade should be being able to close and hold over 29, probably 29.50 will give us a good thing. So I'm going to call it 29.50 for 30-30. Okay. So Google over 29.50, and that's a scalp for 30.50. Should make a new high. Once we go into new high, you all know how to trade the new highs, right? Now we go. Thank you, Mish. That's what I was exactly thinking like, why am I missing some trades? Like, yeah, Netflix, there you go, Netflix. So for Netflix, and I am, if you read the topics, that's one of the good things about being in the tank. We have the topics and we post these trades for you to execute. Kyle makes a great great work, like telling us exactly, or I'm sorry, telling us what's the likely good, better options to buy, right? So here's what we are on Netflix. Look at the volume right here. This is what I love about volume, right? So here's a monthly. We came, we tested. We know this was a launch pad. You can see it as a launch pad, right? When we came 360, we exploded. So that's like 100% move from here, right? Last time. So people remember, right? They were trying to hold. These guys were probably trying to. Now, what I've seen right here is the possibility of a spring forming right here. So this was like, yeah, these guys are just like, everybody gets stopped out right here, right? So now we're back into point of control, which you guys know is like a volume cluster. And I love trading when we're near point of control, which tells me that this is an accepted price for the stock. So we're about to launch into price discovery. The only way that a stock is going to move is if we go from accepted price value into price discovery, right? We don't know how high it's going to go. So that's why I have these crazy targets, because I don't know how high it's going to go. I just can. So what we have right here is, I think I posted 406, 412, 415. This is the real swing trade, right? 415, 430. So Netflix over 415 for 430. That's the scalp part, right? 455, that's target 2, 450. 450 should be here. 455, 455, 450, 460, right? And then we go for 500. So this is another one that we cannot miss, guys. We cannot miss. Like, there's a portion that is a scalp intraday, but don't just think because you make a couple points on this one that thing can go for 20 points. So keep an eye, keep your tabs, keep your alerts and everything. So 419 for Netflix. So we got 14 days. This could move right into earnings. So just put into that one, 419 for our into earnings. We're coming into earnings seasons in 20 days now. So a lot of the things we need to start looking at that. Good catch, Mish. Thank you for that. Now let's do the semis. Let's do what we used to call the metaverse. So we already did the Facebook. Let's do Nvidia, which is the one that I like to trade the most. Although I'm kind of finding some liking to AMD lately. So just double check here my messages. Got it right there. So what do we have for Nvidia? So for Nvidia, we hit the 280. I think I saw a call right today as a short. Pretty good call, by the way. I think it was D or thank you guys. I saw the call, pretty good one on a short for Nvidia. So now what we're testing is a 50 MA. So we should find some support right there, 250. The main thing, I'm trying to make sense of where we are as far as the target. Look at the weekly chart, guys. So we're coming on an uptrend, make a new high, significant new high, beautiful new high. We failed, well, the whole market, right? So now we held 1, 2, 3, or 4 weeks at this level 210. I think we did this trade too. We came all the way to 289, right? 289 to this is your target. Of course, we would like to take it all the way to 310. But once you start seeing the sellers right here, you see a sellers right here in red. Those are big red bars. Those are sellers. So they're telling me, hey, enough is enough. 288 is what you're going to get out or short. So whoever's looking at this one, like based on the weekly chart, that's all I'm saying. We can have a sell setup right here, although we're not in a confirmed downtrend, but we could if the market start dropping. So you see my level right there is 252. That's what I want to be seeing. I should put another one at 255 right here, 256. So I'm going to adjust. So probably 255. I'll be looking for 255 all the way to 240, right? I'm not talking about 230 because I have a lot of volume done in this area right here. So probably it's going to be 255 to 240, 15 points in a momentum trade short for Nvidia. So Nvidia under 255 for 241. Now, when I have the point of control right there, I tend to default to the point of control. So I'll be taking profits in front of that. 242. And if you get a good entry, well, you're going to be up like 13 points. So just don't, protect yourself a little bit right there. So that's AMD. So what I'm looking is for a possible weekly sell, right? It's not a downtrend just yet. So that's what I'm not calling it a sell setup like per the book, right? We're still trying to break the uptrend. We could be here in a range. So we go from uptrend into a range. The range will stop us like at 240. So that's what I'm calling like 240. And then we go 240 to 80, 240 to 80, 240 to 80. And that could be great trading too. So now you know what I'm doing. 240 to 280 will be the range that we're looking, right? So put a note on that one. Now let's do AMD, which is the other one, right? So for AMD, oh my God. Daily, wow, what was the news? This looks news. So we have a massive day down. So they trapped some people right here, right? This is the chase. This is the chase. 11 days up. You see it, you take it long, you're trapped. Hopefully not. You know better. At least you stop it right here. When you go back or under prior day high, and that's a short. 123, that's your short. You come all the way to 118, you make your 5 points, and you recover whatever it is that you lost on your scalp long, right? So we have the reversal day right here. Everybody can see it. Pretty simple. Failed breakout. Follow through day. Big volume, red bar. Now we're setting up right here with a low of 106. Now let's see the weekly if it's telling us something. Now, if you see the pattern that we just discussed in Nvidia, so we have the massive run in semis and chips. Try to make a new high. They try to go. They should have been like tested the break and at least make it to 140. So what we see, I think I talked about AMD last time, and I'm gonna check the video because I say I'm not liking AMD, and what I didn't like is they didn't run with Nvidia. So it's actually telling me I'm not as strong as Nvidia. Nvidia's up here. Go look at Nvidia. Look at Nvidia where it is. So we actually tested and we bounce. AMD didn't. So AMD has been telling us, hey, no, not me. I'm not strong. So here we are. So this is your short, absolutely short area, right? 124, 125, you're shorting, top of the range. We should go 100. Now we break 100, where do we go? I'm gonna go to my daily chart, and if we break 100, oh my God, we go 95, 90. Now we come right here, we break 100. I'm looking at the monthly chart now. I'm back into the range, right? And we can totally go 80 bucks. So I don't know what's going on with AMD. I need to do some research on this one, but AMD on the 105 for 100 target 1 and target 2, that's going to be the range between 180, $180. That's what I say. I'm working on my pronunciation, by the way. Thank you, D. Downgraded by some analysts, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, okay. Hopefully it's a good one. Some of them are really good. So yeah, that downgrade hit, and it makes sense. Look at the chart. The chart, especially the weekly. The weekly is telling me I'm not that strong. So AMD, any other? Oh, yes, let's do the MU. So for MU, oh my God, that was the same day. Oh, this is news. So they came up with the earnings, bearish gap. I hope you guys see it now that we talk about them, right? That's a bearish gap. So absolutely bearish gap, and you can hold it like for 2-3 days and you make a ton of money. Oh my God, 11 points. Ha. It's a 13% drop easily. Okay, here we go. So down, big momentum. Now the momentum is on the downside, right? It follows, it follows, it follows. Now what we're doing is sort of, we're gonna have to test 73.90. Now, here's another thing that I wanna bring to your attention. Here, look what the volume is. Volume is right here, right? So the buyers are probably around the 72 area. We're in a new squeeze. So that's lower volatility. It's coming back. This was just a trap, dirty trap. That was a very dirty trap. So this one I'll trade as momentum, just if we get the real, like real volume behind it. So under 74 for MU, under 74, and we go for 70, target one. Pretty simple. 70, 68. If we get lucky, if you're short and you're really lucky, you get to $60. That'll be target two, right? And then we'll be talking about, oh, look at that double top, and now we're back into the $50, but that means that the market is going to go down, right, really hard. Okay, so that's those are the chips. Let's leave it there for the chips. Let's do some EVs, because I know you guys like electrical vehicles. So let's look at Tesla. And I gotta clear this up. So I think we hit this one pretty good, guys. 1060. I didn't write it all the way to 1160. I hope I did. But anyways, we talk about this one. This is like the perfect chart. If you want to teach anybody about uptrends, look at that pullback. You have the point of control 711, comes back, holds right here, and the guy is like a billionaire again. 300 billion, I think it is, for the guy that hold that thing. Anyway, so where are we now here? So we have a very, very interesting action right here. It's going to give us a good short-term trading opportunity. So what I want to see is pretty simple. I want to see this go over 11. So Tesla over 1170, right? You say, hey, Mario is 67. I know it's 67. Right? I know it's 67, but once I go over 70, I get a little bit more of wiggle room. But what I try to use a lot of the times is a buffer, right? I want to make sure I'm not the guy buying 68, right? And then the thing just drops on me like 10 points or 11 points, and that was the day actually to get short, like today, right? I promise you, there was someone buying the high right here when he should have been shorting 1148. So hindsight's 2020. But you know what you're doing. If you're buying after that run, yeah, I mean, you get the point, right? Decisions. So we kill it, you short, whatever. So now what I want to see, is like either I want to see show strength or 1170, or I want to see this little structure right here fail. Where do I see it failing? I see it failing once we go under 1050. So under 1050 is going to be our momentum short for Tesla. That can happen tomorrow. Actually, let me see what is trading. 1050, yeah, 1050 is in the books for tomorrow. Absolutely, that can happen tomorrow. So 1050, and we go for 1000, which is 1,009.55. So 1,009.55, that's another 100 points. If we go 1170, we go for new all-time highs, which is 1250, right? So actually, yeah, we got more profit potential to the short side on Tesla. So that's Tesla. Let's just double check the weekly and look what happens right here, guys. Look at the weekly. Sometimes, I mean, like you gotta go to the longer term chart. So we have the massive, you know, the move, whatever. This is a failure to make a new high right here, 1206, and he gave us some concern. And then we hit the monthly 711 right here. And then we go back here into, you guys know this one, that's a Bollinger Band, 2 standard deviations on one move from -2 to 2. A lot of people use this, guys. So if you want to know if you're like a little bit too greedy on your longs, probably you went from -2 to 2. That's like 4 standard deviations you capture. Take some profits. That's what they did today. So if you were buying today, the high of the day, you were buying right here at 2 standard deviations. Right? I'm not saying it's not going to work or you're going to make 50 cents on a $1,100 stock, good for you. But that's not the way I trade, right? So here's a short. So this is what we're looking, right? Probably a reversal. Should be, yeah, 970 looks like a good target right there. So the weekly chart in Tesla, let's look at that one, weekly, right? So EVs, Lucid, and then I go with the see the Home Depot. So Lucid, what's going on with Lucid? I don't see volume. I don't see any volume increase. I don't see 50 MA on top. So 23, all I can say is momentum, 23 for 20, Lucid. 23 for 20. Over 30, that's the one we want, right? We still have it here, guys. 31 for 34. So 31 for 34, meaning I don't want to get involved in this one unless it's momentum to the short side or I get a good reversal. Otherwise, it's not my money. Lucid, LI, which is Li Auto. Li Auto, no call for that one. XPV, I think it was in play yesterday. Trying to put a reversal. Earnings is out, which I like. I got a level right there, 38.58 on the monthly. 32 for 35, 32.21 reversal, please. Mark it as reversal, right? So I need a catalyst and I need volume to go on that one. If you're gonna be counter trending, make sure you have like a very technical level or a good reason to do it. 32 for 35 for 38. Otherwise, there's no reason to go against a trend. Just play the momentum. Whatever is weak, trade it to the short side. Whatever is strong, trade it to the long side. So having said that, you can always use one of these to short, but I don't like to short like this little thing right here. I know it can work and it can pay, right? Like 29, if we see some news tomorrow, some bad news and we open 28, 27, then we short it, but that's a different game, right? Because we will have a gap down in XPV, but I cannot predict that. So I cannot make plans for that. So Rivian, let's go to Rivian. And Rivian is just a piece of you know what. And here's the short. So same thing we've been talking about, downtrending, sideways, more selling, down, new low, significant new low, back into the 200 MA, short right here, 56. You're up 42 points right here. So this is like down, 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 short. There you go. That's not a reversal unless you have something here that day telling you, hey guys, Rivian, make this news or whatever. Now they're back into, I don't know what's the news needs to be. So needless to say, this stays as a watch. Momentum 42, 40 for 33. So REVN under 42, under 40 for 33, a new all-time low. Where do we flip it? Once we start seeing 56.29 or we hear some news, like real news, okay? I bet it was, let me see. Yeah, that's a good pattern. That's a good pattern, yeah. We have another one. If this is the weekly sell that we think it is, because this is a weekly sell. We're in a downtrend, everything's aligned, right? Sellers are right here. We just triggered today. We'll probably trigger again tomorrow under 42.39, which is a low for today. So that should take us, yeah, that should give us like 10%. Probably this is going to be a really good one tomorrow. Rivian. Okay. Tesla, I did it. XPV. Okay. Strong wants to know HT. So Home Depot. I think housing bubble's over. Well, I don't know. We're going to have to wait for gardening. I'm not buying any flowers for now. So I haven't done any gardening. I haven't been to the Home Depot. What's up with that? I like it at 275. I like it over 325. Yep. So if we start getting into 275, I'll probably like it. If we go over 325, I'll probably like it too. So let's put an alert right there. I usually don't trade this one unless it's on news. So if it's on news, I'll know it because you'll be all over. Everybody will be talking about it. So, yep. So Home Depot, just keep an alert over 325 or versus 275. So needless to say, if you want to be short, you can short 300 for 275. That's a good one too. right? 25 points right there. It should give us almost a 9% target. So yeah, it passes. So Home Depot under 300 for 275. That cuts it, because I don't want to be calling 3% right here, because you know it just doesn't make any much sense for this type of research that we're doing right here. So we're done with the chips. We're done with the how about you guys into, okay, we did the Netflix. We have, oh, the Chinese. Let's see the Chinese. What's up with the Chinese? So Baba. So I think we hit the, I mean, remember guys, this was a catalyst driven rally with the Chinese government saying that they're not going to be messing with them anymore. So who knows, right? I want to trade the monthly chart on this one. I want to check the monthly chart. So the monthly chart is like, I'll be using these two, actually these two. So that'll be like 130.50 the next time I want to be messing with Baba. So over 130.50, let's call it, we are going to try and see if we can get to 150. The good thing is that we have targets over there. So yeah, Baba stays. Now let's look if we have, here's the problem, guys. Here is the problem. We have a weekly sell. Weak sell. What's a weekly sell for me? A weekly sell, it's a downtrending stock, right? Imagine this one. If I go minus Baba, I think I show you guys this trick, right? What are you thinking here? That's your long, right? You're gonna be like, oh yeah, long over 108. Look, Baba, check Baba. Baba's a long, right? So this is a weekly buy. This is a buy setup. So it's an uptrend back into the MA. Should serve as support, right? So right here. So we're going Baba 108 for 73. So under 108, we go for 73 bucks. The only thing you had to do, if you're not trained yet, your eyes to see the short sell setups is right here. This is exactly the same chart. So this is a sell setup. We were just waiting for 106, 108.67, 108.67, 108.50. That's a short. That's a beautiful short, by the way. Let's see another one. I don't know. Oh my God, what's the one that Kyle likes to trade? Is it Baidu? I think he likes to trade Pinduo, JD. Yeah, he likes to trade JD. So this one's a little trickier, but yeah, 140 for 130. JD, not as clean, guys. This is just sideways. This is sideways, the middle of nowhere. So you can go 65 to 71. So that we trade it as a gap. We don't need to get into details for that one. People are asking about Walmart, and Walmart is hitting resistance right there. Tested 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And I think it's 4 times now that we tested and rejected, right? So what do we want from there? Well, simple, 153.67. Walmart, all-time highs, over 163.70. Thank you, guys. All-time highs. That's usually, and this could be like in the news all the time because everybody will know that Walmart is making all-time highs, right? So we talk about the monthly point of control 142. That's where you should have been long if you're trading this pattern. You got the support right here, 142. Here's the signal. I don't trade it. If you come right here on volume profile too, it's telling you 143.10. This is market profile. This is volume profile. So market profile is telling you that there was a big accumulation, 140 the whole year, prior year, and then 143 the whole year. So do I want to be buying 160? Unless I have like a massive move. Otherwise, I don't want to get involved in that one. I'm a little late from, again, big moves, talking about big moves. So we did Baba, we did JD, we did, let me see Pinduo. What's Pinduo doing? So Pinduo can go all the way to 40 bucks. We got the point of control. I like it just because look at the volume. Look at the volume we've been doing. I think it's cleaner. PDD, little cleaner than the other Chinese names. If this is a downtrend, right? This is bullish right here. Massive volume engulfing at 2 ATRs, 2 standard deviations. We try to come, hit the 20 MA, so that the sell setup should have been in here. We should have seen more sellers into 39, 38. That's where I have it, 38, 38.27. So under 38.27 is a short. Being due on the 38.25. Let's call it 25. I like those numbers better, right? But the problem is this could be a failed setup. So once we start getting into 51, 55, 54, we go $70. So let's see. The other thing I like is that we have the point of control right here, 42. So I know I have volume in here. I have the 50 MA. A lot of people use it as for scanners. Careful with this one, right? The 55. Look at here, 55 right here, 55 right here, 55 right here. So we know 55 is a level. So we can probably take 50, and this is a scalp idea, PDD over 50 for 55. That's a 10%. So it cuts it for me, right? And then if we go over, what was the level we say? Like 60, we go 60, we go test the 200 MA, which will be probably at 75. So over 60 for 75. That's 2 trades in PDD, right? That's 3 trades actually, because if we go on the 39.25, that we're back into the selling, right? 39, 38, you'll be under the point of control, and we should be testing very low. So PDD looks good. So we talk about the Walmart. I like it as a momentum trade. Let's see Snap if there's going to be some continuation or some backstash from Twitter. The volume is dry so far. I think we can all agree that we can see a range between 25 and 40. I'll show it for you guys. Like here's a 28. Don't tell me that Elon was buying a 28. So here's a 41. I think it's the same thing. We have 42. We go 42, 47. So not changes right there. Snap. It's just a breakout play, 42 for 47. Which is 5 points, which is 10, 12%. That's a good move right there. Let's see. Let's do the ones that used to the open economy and stuff like that. So pins, one more right here. Pins, good volume yesterday. No continuation today. It could have set up a 1, 2, 3, but now I think the reversal today is too deep for me to like it as a 1, 2, 3. So I will need to see 27, 27, 28, better over 28. I'll take it over 28 if we are to go over there because of the location on the monthly. I like it right here. So it's 28, 28, 30, 32. Actually, this is interesting. Let me see the weekly. Trying to. So one of the main concerns that I have is when I see this and I start thinking long, only long. I get it. It's a long, could be a long, looks like a long, right? It looks like it's bottoming. But the main thing you can do is here, right? So I'm like, is this a long too? So if this is a long, then we have to check both sides because you're saying it's a short and it's a long. Make sense? I know it doesn't. Go back to that, do the exercise. What I'm saying is that yes, we can do the reversal right here. But if we start falling, 22 is also a short into 18, right? 22, massive volume right here. We could hit 18. So keep an eye on that one. Pins under 22 for 18. I don't know what's the, again, I don't know what's the deal with how Twitter is going to affect the other ones. So, and in here, I want to take the 29, 28, 13, 28, 29. We take it for 30. Yeah, 32. Over 28, 29 for 32. So that's like 3 points. Yeah, that gives us a 10%. So let's do some open economy, old open economy, Roblox. And don't forget me, please remind me to check the The airlines, how we doing on time? We still got 20 minutes, 15. So Roblox weekly, daily, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the monthly. So we have this thing that supposedly was going to get big with the metaverse, or everybody was going to be playing this thing instead of trading. So what I want to see at least is I want to see this monthly sort of buy. I don't want to call it that one because it's not in an uptrend. It's just a sideways trend, sort of a sideways trend after big, but this is a recent IPO. So I want to get involved into this one if we see 55 for sure, right? 52.93 could be day trade. So over 53 for 55. That's our scalp, right? Once we go over 55.50, right? I'll probably hit $60 on that. And then when we get back to 60, please remind me, we're close to IPO price. IPO price is 64. So 60, we should test 60. We should test 64 and 70 and 80. 79, I was going to say. So it's same, it's 80, right? So you understand the play, right? What I'm trying to see if this is going to get saved. So the first line is like, this should hold, this structure that we're doing right here, it needs to hold. I want to see buyers willing to say, okay, you're never going to see 36 again. You're never going to see 50 again. Now we're paying 55 and $60. Once you get back to 60, everybody's going to be talking about IPO price, which is going to be $64, right? And everybody's going to remember, oh, it went from 64 to 70 on IPO. Here it is, 64 to 80, sorry, to 79, which happens to be the 200 MA. So most likely we're going to be able to get that trade too, right? So that's a really good one that we need to keep a close tab. Is Carly? Yeah, Carly. I'm going to assign that one to Carly. She's going to love it. She's not going to let me lose Roblox for sure. We used to trade this one very good. So yeah. So that's Roblox. The open economy, closed economy, let's do, oh, we need the payments too. Yeah, we're forgetting the payments. So Doku, I don't know. Let's see what's up with Doku. Look at that nasty thing. So went all the way to 71. Now we're talking 100. 100 should hold. Psychological level. If we don't, Doku 100 to 75. Under 100 for 75. But what I'm thinking is like, it's probably going to go the other way. So we need some signal. Let me see the weekly. So the call I just made is a sell setup. You see it right here. It's for 100. Just catch some momentum, and it's probably 93 and 75 is going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Yes, biggish. It's 100 for 90 and 83. Let's correct that one. I don't want you guys trying to hold for 75 and losing the money. But yeah, 100 for 90 and 83. Now, if we go and we fail on this sell setup, then we start talking, right? So we can do 113, probably around right here, 120, 116 is going to start giving us some light, shed some light into what we're doing. Let me see if we're in a consolidation right here. Nothing. Where's the 200 right here? 134. That's what I use multiple time frame analysis and a lot of different studies, guys. So because sometimes I don't see it that close and probably I'm missing some stuff. But I think if we go 120, we have to take this one for right. 120, 130, 140. Okay, so Doku 120, 130. 140, and this could be fast. I mean, this should be fast. Usually these things go like, remember Square, the trade we did in Square, like for 45%, it's pretty good. So that was an awesome trade that we did. The 100 for 145, beautiful trade. So let's see where we are with the payments. So what I'm looking for, I think we did, yeah, we already showed it. So pre-market, I show you, that's my green light. Green light usually means I'm expecting a breakout play, right? So I have a solid area that I like, and then when I see the green light, because when I'm trading all I see is this. So I get some people will be like, oh, I'm getting out 151. Actually, what I'm looking at that time is like, I need to add, because this is where the big trade actually begins. So I call it, I want to be in the big trade. If I get an entry at 150 and I'm at 152, sell half. But you got to keep into account that if you break 152, you're going to probably fly another 20 points. And that happens here. And that happens here. So you're like, yeah, but I'd rather, you know, it all depends on how we trade. Just keep in mind, that's an idea that I give you. Use like different colors. So you know, like, oh, that's a green light. So the green light calls for me to at least consider having some position if we go over 152. So now what I do is I do 152 and I put it right here, breakout play. And then I go for 174. And that's going to be like, oh my God, I got 22 points right there. And I can put you all in this trade. If we see it, you know, you guys know I can put you all in this trade. So that's what I want to do. We're waiting for here. Now, is it triggered yet? No, it's not a trade right there, guys. We're just going sideways. So if you're trading options, especially short term, like I do, you're getting killed right here. So you don't want to be in that trade until we get the actual trigger. Trigger is 150, 152 is the real trigger. 152, 174, so that's square over 152 for 174, right? And then we can discuss probably the 199, 200. So that's square. Let's check PayPal. That I was looking at that one today too, because this is different pattern, right? This is just the first attempt to break the downtrend that we have. You don't see the downtrend, let's see it right here, right? So this is a weekly. So we did, this is a downtrend. This is a downtrend, short, all that you want. Now here we're into trouble. We're reporting 427. Finally, some change for here on MACD. So yeah, momentum's shifting. So that's one that I will be, just because we're so far from the moving averages, that I could probably have a reversal trade, but this is a technical reversal trade. And I was looking at that one today. So prior day high, 126, we can see 136, 140. That's the only reason why I have it right here. So this is a tactical reversal, PayPal over 136, 140. And then once we hit 140, that's a good trade. That's the real trade. 130 or 160, 140, 160. Now we're talking to a different pattern, right? We're probably here. Now we're working with this buying and sideways accumulation that we all like. This is not perfect, and that's why we need the high, right? Because basic 101 technical analysis, what these tails are telling you is these are sellers. I know the formation is bullish, but what the tails are telling you is these are sellers. Same thing right here. These are buyers. You don't buy into that. You don't sell into that. I mean, you don't buy into that. You buy over them. It's counterintuitive, but you want those sellers to be out, done with the selling. So today over today's high, we go long. Okay. So Roku, yes, I like Roku as a watch because of the location. Again, look at the 150 on the monthly chart, right? This is not a buy setup. This is not a monthly buy setup. Why? Because you're in a downtrend. So all we try to find is like, where is supply? Where is support? I'm sorry, where's demand for the stock? So probably demand, now we know it's at 99 bucks, 100. So we're like 30% too late for that one. So what I want to see is like, are we breaking out of the accumulation into price discovery time, right? Then the way we do it, at least the first signal that we will have is over 141. So that's what I like this one. So over 141, we have, yeah, probably 20 points up. So Roku over 141 to 165, target one. You see the target, right? Right here. All of this. It's not going to be clean. So you're going to probably have one day, we're going to have trouble breaking 150, 152, and then the next day, scalp up and hits 160 and you're out, or we are out, or hopefully we're in, right? But two things I like about this one. First, I see some buyers in here, and definitely some buyers right here support. So all I want is confirmation that this is just a spring that they were trying to, like some people were trying to short right here, the 98 versus the 140, like 40% below, they were trying to short. Fine. So I want these guys are already trapped. They're already squeezed out. So I want to see if these guys get squeezed out. These guys shorting right here, the 140, that's the proper place to actually short this thing, 140. So these guys, they probably have their stops 145, 150. So that's what I'm thinking. Like once we go over 142, 145, this is a goal. Absolutely. Keep close stop on this one because I know this one we like to trade. Let's see Disney. I don't even know what they do these days with Disney. So yeah. You can show me anybody sees anything on Disney? You can say it's a downtrend, but we failed to make a low right here. So it's a compromised downtrend. It's not an uptrend for sure. It's not a downtrend anymore because we held 129. So at best, you can say 129 to 146 for a dirty range. Yep. Where will I like Disney again on my radar? Probably at 150. I know it's too high for you guys, but yeah, that's where I wanted. 144. There's better things to see. Or we got the news. And I know I'm getting bored with that one, right? You learned it already. So let's see. Okay, so Disney is like no call for me. Disney, I'm gonna write it as no call. I want to check on Boeing just pretty fast. I know there was Chinese news about the planes and everything, and I told you guys I hate Boeing. Like trading Boeing is so hard. Anyways, I'm just trying to see if we're gonna get like a really good entry into support in the monthly, because I like this. We used to buy these all the time, like the 140, 150. So 182 is a little bit too high. Let me see the weekly, nothing right there. This is dead money, dead money. So if you're momentum trader, well, that's different, and you know how to short Boeing, and you like to short Boeing for whatever reason, 182 for 170 as a momentum trade. So no call on Boeing on my side, no call. And then let's do those are type of hard options trades, apps in DOCN. APPS and the OCM, but yep, you can short it 40 with stock, 40 for 28, 50 for 58. Okay, and DCON, oh, DOCN, what is that? Similar pattern. I like the monthly. I like the monthly over the 70. Yep. Or good, if you find good options on that one, over 69, over 70, 60, you can see a 10% move pretty easy. Yes. Let's see. Oh, the cars, the real cars. Sorry, the real cars, the other cars. So we were waiting for that monthly buy setup on the monthly buy is 1865. I'm gonna keep it 1865 for Ford. And if not, now we're trading 1582. So it looks like everybody that bought this year is under money, underwater. So can we see 12? My God, what happened to Ford? So here's our entry to the long side. Keep it there. Ford over 18 bucks. Ford. I have to go with the chart, guys. And this is like we're back into this under this pivot, under this breakout play. So we're pretty much losing it. Once we lose it, which is under 1544, we can see 14 bucks, which is 10%. So under 1544, we can go 14. Yeah, we can go 14 and when reassess if we see if we can buy again. Okay, 14, reassess at 14. So that's Ford. I know GM there was something going on with GM today. What was it? Oh yeah, look at the volume, increased volume, beautiful setup right here under 4250, 4140. $35. Yeah, we lose 40, we go 35. GM momentum 40 for 35. Something's up with the cars. So let's deal with the cars. Let's do AAL. Is that your favorite airline these days? American Airlines. So what's up with American Airlines? So we tested 13 again. Do I say it again because it's here, right here? So that was like pandemic levels, $8. So we tested 13. That was on the market. Beautiful drop. Totally missed that one. I totally missed that trade. So where do I want to see it? I want to see it over $1940, $1943 at least, so that I can have. That's the weekly. They look so bad. This is like nothing, but it's huge because it's low priced. So I get it. I get the appeal. 1940, 2075. AAL over 1940. That's the real trade for $21, 2075. So that's about $2. So that's a 10% move that we can capture right there. So I'm going to put an alert over today's high, which is prior day high. And then I'm going to put an alert over the 200 MA. So I can call it for everybody. So that's AAL and Delta Airlines, DAL, similar pattern. Look at the location. Location is not as good per the monthly chart. So it's been like trapping people, checking people out, horrible checkout. So where do we go here? I think I keep my idea as the 45. I want it over 45. Yes, I don't want to mess with this one. Over 45, 46, and 60. Delta. 45, 46, and 60. What's the other one? J Blue, Luft. I don't think we trade that one. Southwest Airlines. Disney, we did Disney, we did Delta, NCLH. Oh, let's do the casinos. I'm sorry, the casinos, no, the floating parties. So I think we did what we were supposed to do today, like the gap. You know, we gap a little bit over point of control. Target one is 2184 right there. We hit 2154, so we didn't make it all the way to 2180. But that's your target right there, 2170, almost there. And massive volume. So I don't get bullish this thing until we go over 2161. So I want to see over 2160, right? We're still in a no man's land. 1646 is the bottom. So now should not break 1935. I'm gonna put an alert right there just for whatever. But what I want to trade here, I want to trade momentum. So I want it over $22. 22 for 24. That's a beautiful trade. That's a beautiful trade. So CCL over 22 for 24 and 27.40. That could be a 30% trade. I like it. So a lot of alerts on this one, please. Skip that. Let me throw out some alerts. That's what I do when I don't want to miss a trade. Some practices, habits, helps a little bit. NCLH. That's what I post, like, you know, like every single day, what I'm looking. And this is another one, 2405. What's the difference between this one and CCL? Location on the monthly, yeah, could be. I mean, this could be a great trade too. 2350. Yeah, today's high. Yep. Look at this. That's where we fail. 2392 here. Here's the sellers. See them. You see the sellers right here. Tails. You see the sellers right here. So yes, we're battling with the sellers. Hopefully they will get tired tomorrow. 2392, 24. We take it for 2550. Yep. NCLH over 24. Yeah, I need to be on that trade. I need to put an asterisk on that one. 2450, 26. I'm gonna call it 26. Yeah, that's a 10%. Although CCL is much better. So NCLH, I like it. What else do you have, guys? Banks. We don't trade banks anymore. How about you guys still trading oil? I mean, trading oil related things. Look at that horrible chart. I don't want it. So the move was good for when the big rally in oil happens. Plug, yes, let's do those better. Yes, the plug one. Man, I wish we had better volume yesterday or lower volume today. Well, today was average. Yesterday was a little higher. So it's not a perfect 1, 2, 3 setup, but I'll watch it. Let me get technical on that one. I think 3150, 32 is the area to watch. This one right here, 3150. Just to get ready, so you can load your options on time, decide which one is that you want to trade. Let me see the weekly. That's the thing. Weekly is not too hot. Monthly, it's not too hot, but we do have 10% move. So it's going to be bumpy. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but I'll say, yeah, we can take it. You can take it. 32.10. What's the pre-market high? 32.30. So yeah, it's going to be 32.50. The real entry is going to be 32.50, 32.80 for 35 bucks. So plug. For 35. The reason why I call it like that is because I know there's still sellers out there. So you either get a great entry in the morning, really low entry, or don't chase it. I better have you, like, this is based on my experience, you better off just waiting for the real break to happen, probably the day after tomorrow, over, once we go over 32.80. Or what I call, like, a lot of times I say, guys, I want this one to see a close over $33 or 33 or 40, $34, a close on volume over that 34. That will confirm, right? I don't want to be the guy buying the first 1 minute chart, pop, and then the stock closes at 28 on a perfect short, right? And I just bought 30, 34. Like, it's missed opportunity, guys. It's just like, I know we use stops, but it's also the missed opportunity. So having said that, with the plug, I'm gonna put again the Qs. This is our main chart for tomorrow. You guys know the levels. Go watch it again if you don't remember what we talk about it. But basically, we're watching the 360, we're watching the 355, we're watching the 340 and 370, of course. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you guys.